Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into it as we spawn in game number 2 in this series. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the blue Terran player is sitting down 0-1. It's Deadly Gaming's Epic.
Epic. And in the top left corner, representing Mexico, as well as Root Gaming, give it up for Jaime Duran Silencio, also known as JimRising.
Yeah, that's a really good point. For those who don't know, in Spanish, J's are pronounced with an H. So his name should actually be JimRising, not JimRising.
You're right.
What is he rising, Tempo? I don't know.
I don't know.
Ace
I think it's a PG stream, eh?
Ace Lude.
Ace Lude. We gotta see it. If you are a base trade sub, you already know.
All right. Well, we got a TvZ. We have a pretty fast this is an abnormally timed reactor, right? Like, I'm not a TvZ expert, but this is... You don't normally go for the reactor before the CC, right?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah.
So, and usually you will make the Reaper, so instead of making the Reaper, he just decided to go for the reactor. Same amount of gas, but it means that he's not going to have any units, and he's not even going to have any scouting because he didn't send an SCV out, did he? How you got to send an SCV out on Arena? That's just...
Oh, and he's going for double marine from the reactor now. So with the second factory, or sorry, not second factory, second refinery also be taken, he's going to be able to go up to a very fast factory. This is a kind of cool thing. But you know what? We talked about this earlier. Arena is a different map. If you play Arena like you play every other map, I think that you're making a mistake. And I kind of like that Epic is mixing it up.
Well, look at JimRising's build. He went for the gas in the pool before the hatchery. So, I mean, if you're going to open up like this, it makes me think here as a Terran player that it's going to be some kind of timing, a very aggressive push. I'm not exactly sure what kind it should be. But
Epic actually didn't do any scouting information or get any information because he didn't send out the Reaper and he didn't send out an SCV either.
That's what I'm scared about, at least because if JimRising were to be going for some very aggressive play,
which
there'd be no bunker here. Well, I guess it's going to be going up now, but...
I mean, we have an Evolution Chamber and Pneumatized Carapace going up. We're going to be seeing some Overlord drops. A lot of Zergling's going to be pumping out as well, and we could be seeing the Queens joining in the fray. The weird thing about this is because he got such a ridiculously early reactor, his Marines, okay, he was doing this push out over to the Zelnug Watchtower. I was thinking, like, is he going to hit JimRising before the Overlords actually morph in? Is this going to be like this weird thing where, like, JimRising was going for a big, aggressive all-in, but he ends up facing off against another all-in before his hits?
Well, the good part about all-ins here for a Terran, or at least like an aggressive push, is that it's going to be able to defend as well, right? So he's actually making units. It's not like a 3-base, or rather a 3-command center opener. So it's going to be up to the micro of this medevac and the siege tank, I would say. I think the Marines are pretty screwed, though.
The Marines are... Oh, I think Epic is so aware. It's not necessarily that he even is aware that the Overlord drops are coming. It's that he's aware about the potential of this on Arena. The Overlords are coming into the main base. Siege Tank is going to be the first thing dropped on, though. And that's going to be
the medevac's not out yet. Oh, no!
Oh. Liberator is coming out also, so a medevac wouldn't have been able to save that anyways. Marines...
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. Tech Lab going to be taken out very, very quickly. Liberator going to be very, very useful to defense over here. Bunker going to hold the front line at the natural expansion. But is there that much to defend in the main? I don't really think so. He can afford to lose some SCVs for sure. But how many can he afford to lose?
Oh, this is going to be so much damage. I love this bunker in the mineral line, though. That's very important as that. But, I don't know. There's no banelings here, so they can't actually blow anything up.
Oh, losing that siege tank was really painful. Keeping that alive, even just getting into like the main mineral line again, would have absolutely halted JimRising's ability to push in because he also has that bunker over there. SCVs have to be pulled off the line again. Hellion definitely going to be adding in a good bit of DPS, but SCVs from the natural expansion also being pulled. Epic is not mining right now, so he's not going to have any reinforcements for another wave.
Wow, but the fact that he was already able to deal with it, I did not think he was going to be able to stabilize that easily. No. I don't know what made him catch wind of the drop. Maybe he saw speed overlords and was like, uh-oh, F that. Because getting that bunker inside of the main was pretty crucial to saving both of the mineral lines.
And look at how many Marines he still has alive at this point. There is actually not a potential for JimRising to continue the aggression and really be all that effective. He has to transition out.
I mean, what is he gonna transition into now? I mean, he's gonna try to get the +1 because he realizes that, okay, I might as well start it now. But he doesn't have a Roach Warren yet, so this is kind of thinking late game, or at least mid game. Because he needs. Yeah, he's getting the third as well. I'm wondering, like, does he actually recover from it? Because he got 10 workers, which is pretty okay, but he sacrificed a huge amount of economy for that to even happen.
Yeah, Epic is also going to be able to put on some pressure with this medevac drop that's on its way across the map, or already kind of doing a little bit of harassment, poking in here and there, keeping the Zerglings at home, which will actually potentially allow him to take into slightly earlier third expansion if he can keep these drops alive, because Lair Tech still finishing up means that there's really not a lot of anti-air besides the Queens.
Man, I think Jim was hoping to get a lot more damage there, so now he's kind of, alright. Plan B, he's going to be going into maybe Roach Ravager, but he still has not dropped the Roach Warren. Oh,
there it
goodness,
is.
There it goes. I think he forgot, because he would be getting Roach Speed to be timed with the Lair had he timed it correctly there. But now he's going to have a delayed +1, or rather a delayed Roach Speed, and he's only going to be working off of 1 Evo Chamber.
I wonder if he's doing that, though, because the Roach Warren doesn't take that long to build, and Roach Speed doesn't take that long to research either, so maybe he's trying to time this up with Burrow, so he can get...
I don't know.
+1 missile
I
attacks
still
doesn't
feel like
finish
he'd
up.
like to.
Yeah.
He's floating, you know what I mean? So it's not like...
Oh, he is floating a lot of minerals, you're right.
It's not like some crazy refined build where everything times out.
He does have a lot of supply available, so he's going to be able to pump out a lot of roaches with that and deplete a lot of the bank.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think this is actually going to be an aggressive push in? Like, he's going to make all these roaches and hope to try and do anything besides denying a third? Or do you think this is going to be like, get the roaches out, deny a third, and maybe just try and drone up your third expansion and maybe even take a fourth?
I'm wondering how he plans to do it. You're right, Fear Dragon. Like, maybe he will, because he is still, like, droning up a bit right now. If he was only making units, I would assume that he was just going to go for one big push and hope that he would win the game. Because remember, he still has drop tech. So
yeah, that's true.
Technically could attack on different fronts. He didn't go for... Okay, so the fact that the Roach Warren was so late, remember now, it means that he's not going to be able to get Tunneling Claws as well. Like,
oh, yeah.
Tunneling Claws would have been on the way by now if he wanted to go for it. But now he's not going to be able to do that anymore, so it's like... The timing that the third base is going to be mining for Terran means that that army, oh boy, it's going to start to get pretty crazy. This is a position here for our Terran player, Epic.
This
is already looking good.
This is the most important part about Arena, is when the Terran player is able to make that breakthrough through the choke point and abuse it for his own selfish needs. Siege Tank's going to be able to wail away on a lot of these roaches, and because there is the counterattack happening on the other side of the map, that does mean that Epic is not going to have too great of an economy to follow up behind this, but Epic is still doing some really good damage on this side of the map.
Yeah, he's doing tons of damage. Jim is going to be losing so much. I don't know if he can break it with the Siege Tank over there.
Both of them are doing a lot. So many of these SCVs are also falling.
So many. But Triple Mule, my friend. Triple Mule.
Never underestimate Triple Mule. Roach Burrow going to be very, very useful at keeping those roaches alive for a little bit longer, but JimRising losing his third expansion. They're both down to 36 workers, but as you said, Tempo, Epic is going to be favoring this situation.
I would say so, and these tanks are... How is he supposed to deal with them? I think the only way you can is to drop on top of them.
I don't even know if you can afford to. GG gets called. Epic.
Man.
And we tying up the series 1-1.
Yup. GG. Very, very ill-timed with that burrow and the tunneling. I really think if he remembered the Roach Warren, he might have been able to burrow on, under the tanks that were attacking him while doing that counterattack, but...
Yeah. Tunneling Claws, for the record, by the way, in that game, right when it ended, 2 seconds away from finishing.
See?
Yeah, like that would have actually helped out quite a bit. It
really would have. It allows you to get into that position and you don't feel as constricted. Because on Arena, as soon as they get that bridge, you feel like there's just no getting out. It's like house arrest.
I can definitely understand that. And the other thing about it,
why you've been under house arrest before?
Couple times, man. Couple times. But the other thing about it was, yeah, like, there was the counterattack. And I kind of wondered, like, would he have been better off if there wasn't the counterattack going on? If he had some more units, or heck, even if that counterattack was coming in from the backside, that's another way you can, you know, you talk about like Roach Bro to get on top of the siege tanks. What about those units just coming in from the backside and going after those siege tanks? That would have also been a really, really nice way to deal with the situation.
Yeah, it was more of a problem of, I'm trying to think, like, going further into the game, right? Like, if you don't do counterattack or you just continue to try to fight and trade evenly, then Terran is on 3 bases, you're on 3 bases, you're under-droned, and you just kind of trade. You don't really kill. He can pick up his tanks in his medevac because you're never going to kill him with pure Roach. And, you know, he goes back and he plays a little bit more defensively. And eventually, you know, you're just going to get outproduced or just, I don't know, just die to, like, later upgrades and whatnot, too. But
Yeah,
I think
JimRising's
upgrades are pretty good. You had +2, +0.
Yeah, one thing I definitely did not pay enough attention to in that game were the upgrades. But I'm seeing on Skype right now. Intense messaged me just now. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that tournament was going on. I'm playing CS:GO." I'm like, "God damn it, Intense." I messaged him like 4 or 5 hours ago, by the way.
Oh boy.
He has been playing CS:GO, I think, that entire time.
For
Oh, the passion is real. But all right, I'm just joking though. Intense is still Intense is a weird player, and I kind of give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on this because he weirdly will play better when he hasn't been playing that much lately.
Like a ton, right? Yeah.
Because he's one of those players. I think his biggest problem is like that mental struggle where he sets up expectations for himself and then is unable to fulfill them, and like that tilts him, and he just ends up losing even more. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into the ace match over here on Prion Terraces. We'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, ace match. As we're hopping into game number 3, spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of the map, the player from Deadly Gaming. Give it up for Epic.
And his opponent, representing Mexico as well as Root Gaming, it is JimRising.
I think you mean
him
Rising.
JimRising.
That would actually be a pretty cool name. Not H-I-M Rising, H-Y-M Rising. You know, like one of those songs that you sing, the folk songs, the hymns.
Him. Yep.
Him Rising. That I would. You know what? I would make a Smurf account named Him Rising.
I would do it too if I were JimRising. Or now I'm like calling him that all the time.
If I were him Rising.
If I were him Rising.
All right. Well, we finally actually have in this game, and I say finally even though we've only seen one game from Epic, but this is not Arena. We are seeing not the Fast Reactor opening from Epic. We're seeing the Reaper opening coming out, and a lot more standard play.
More? Oh yeah, he put down the command center. I was gonna say, how many more barracks are we gonna see?
Can we get 6? Whatever happened to the 6 racks? Is 6 racks is still, you could still theoretically do a 6 racks, right? Because 6 barracks, the idea behind that, for those who are unfamiliar with the 6 rack, you're like, what kind of cheesy shit do you do on the ladder, Fear Dragon, when you land Terran? 6 racks is something that TLO did way back in
6 racks. Blame it on that meta game. TLO taught me that.
But yeah, like it was a really, really old school build, because you would get 6 barracks, and then that would be exactly enough to produce supply depots that you needed, and just pump out Marines. Nothing but Marines. No tech labs, no refineries, no nothing. Just straight up Marines on one base.
Yeah, I think Alive did something like that.
Really?
In Pro League, like 2 weeks ago or something, where he just basically rallied Marines across the map.
That's awesome, man.
And just killed. Yeah, I forget who was playing, but
I need to catch up on Pro League and GSL and SSL.
There've been some really good games, you know. The season has been really amazing so far. I think there's only like 1 day of bad games.
Yeah. I've definitely had a bit of trouble keeping up with that, as well as North American StarCraft and everything else. But we do have 1-1-1 opening from Epic. Gonna be getting up that nice and fast starport, can put on that early aggression, but he's getting that tech lab next to that starport. in tempo. There have been a very, very small rise that I've seen of Terran players who are going for the Banshees with that starport, not the Liberators, not the Medivacs.
Well, what do you think? There's a reason for that, or what? Just
I kind of feel like it's just one of those.
Meta?
Oh yeah, we're seeing the Banshee cloak coming out as well. Overlord did spot out the tech lab that the barracks is building, so this might be a potential reveal. We'll see if JimRising goes for any of those spore crawlers, or heck, if he even just says, I don't need spore crawlers, I have a lair already starting up, I can get overseers to deal with this.
Yeah, a lot of the times you'll see a lot more queens be made. Up to 4 already for JimRising, but that is going to be his only anti-air. So if he doesn't realize that it's going to be Banshees, then I think he might actually take a bit of damage here.
Ooh. Yeah, this could be a little bit difficult. Overlord's actually moving back in, I guess, to maybe confirm the Banshee. Well, he's definitely confirmed the Banshee.
But he didn't get to see the actual starport. So
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I guess that's true. It could have gone on a factory for the siege tanks. Well, Roaches coming out for JimRising on the other side. He is throwing down some of those spore crawlers now that he's seen the Banshee. Cloak will be finishing up relatively shortly, and I feel like I'm watching a game straight out of Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty. Hellion Banshee, this is like that tried and true combo for the opening for Terran players for such a long time.
It really looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. So he's going to try to get something done with these Banshees. There was no spore crawler that got put down at the natural. And I don't even remember if he made an overseer. Yeah, he has 1 overseer, so.
He only made a spore on the main. I guess because he has the queens. He has 2 queens at the third. He has a queen at the natural. And he has the overseer over there. So, yeah, he doesn't really need to overproduce on those spore crawlers. Oh, Zerg run by over in the natural expansion.
Yep. Going to be able to get on in there, but the Marines are going to be there in time. And this Banshee hasn't really done anything. I don't even think it has 1 kill. Zero kills.
There are 0 worker kills for either of the players. Zerglin's not doing any damage, and the Banshee not doing any damage. Roaches are able to push back those Hellions, but this is one nice thing that the Banshee can do. It can prevent any initial move-outs from JimRising without taking a lot of potshots from that Banshee.
Yeah, and if it were to be like a Roach Ravager, then you can start picking away at the Ravagers especially. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be that. It's going to be Lingbane to a degree. I haven't seen a Spire get put down yet, though. So,
well, his Lair Tech is finished up. He could go for a Spire at some point, but he's just going to be adding on that 4th expansion. He's not really facing off against much aggression. Like, it's... I guess I wouldn't say... I would say he's not facing off against a big army threatening to barrel down his front. He's facing off against small little bits of harassment. And
I feel like he forgot the Spire because he's banking a lot right now, and this looks like somebody that's waiting for Mutas to... Oh! That's the second tech building that JimRising has forgot, it looks like, because just the way that he was playing, it looked like he was saving it up. As if the Spire was getting ready to complete.
I really hope that's not the case, because forgetting your Spire, I mean, yeah, you could have a... Well, he's going to have a ridiculous number of Mutals, actually, if he keeps banking up this gas. He's only making Zerglings, so he is saving up his gas. He's going to potentially... He's even going to have the Larva to spend all of his gas.
But imagine if the Spire was finishing now.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to be hitting that 3rd base, but look at all the mules jumping at, or at least mining from it. SCVs are already fully saturated there. There are no turrets out. Like, this would have been epic. Oh, God.
No, it would have been JimRising.
It would have been JimRising, yeah, to the sky with the Mutas.
Well, Banshee's continuing to at least do a little bit of harassment, cleaning up some of the creep tumors that are active. But Spire is going to be finishing up, and we have about enough gas for 12 Mutalisks, which is quite a few Mutalisks. We might even actually have 13 Mutalisks popping out straight away, but he has 12 larvae. Yeah, he has enough larvae to start pumping out a lot of Mutalisks. But he makes a round of drones first.
Yeah. Is he going to saturate the 4th base, it looks like, and without Mutas hitting now, it's not on your mind. Where's that scan going to go? Oh, he sees the Spire as soon as the Mutas are about to be popping out. So turrets are already on the way, by the way, but it does mean that we may see some Liberators. We could see, however he decides to deal with it. You know, sometimes people still make Thors.
Yeah, the singular 1 or 2 Thors that come out has always been sort of interesting to me to see in TvZ lately. But, well, I don't know. Like, there's gonna be the situation where, yeah, there's the decent chunk of Mutalisks popping out, but as you said, like, the Spire gets spotted. Missile turrets will be out. These are much later Mutalisks than you would normally usually see. I guess it's okay because there hasn't really been a lot of medevac harassment or anything out of Epic. So,
Mutas are a distraction though, because the Banelings are going to be rolling into the third base, and whoa. Oh no, it's actually going to be Lings.
Yeah.
I saw him there with Banelings before, but he only decided
Combat Shields. Combat Shields gets focus fired down. It gets canceled. That's a pretty big loss for Epic, and he even stims up, and guess what? You do not have that much health left after you stim anymore, Epic.
Damn. And he has like no medevacs, does he? He has he has 8 medevacs.
Or 8, yeah.
He's just not with this army.
Yeah, he's splitting them up a little bit. He's gonna have a really hard time with the Mutalisks out, and Combat Shields also sniped off. It's gonna really delay any kind of push-ins he was looking to do. Probably looking to do a push-in after 2-2 finished up, but now JimRising. Oh, JimRising finding 3 of the medevacs. Oh god, not again. He's gonna have to rebuild that tech lab.
Oh wait, no, JimRising. Oh, the Mutas. He's just lost a ton of Mutas right there. 7.
All of the Mutalisks, I think all 7 of them just ended up dying over there. We got the Banelings trying to move in over here for JimRising. There is a small little army a little bit further north, but it is not in place to defend these SCVs. That's enough Banelings to maybe kill the command center.
Oh,
just get
if it was down, it would have actually went down as well. But now 2-2 is finished here for our Terran player. Epic moving on in to try to defend his third base, while JimRising is just flooding with Ling Bane. I don't know if he's going to remake those Mutas. Too many of them.
JimRising is supply blocked at a very important time. Now, he is already still making those Banelings. He still has 33 Banelings being made right now.
That's a lot of Banes, yeah.
That's almost, that's like almost 1 Bane per Marine. There's only 44 Marines out. Not all those Marines are even with the army right now.
Oh, yeah. Epic is trying to make this happen because he lost so many of his SCVs, and he has a nice timing here with his upgrades. JimRising did not slack on his upgrades, though. He has 2-2. He's just going to go for the counterattack. Really smart, because right now, what's going to be fueling excuse me, this Terran army is only going to be 2 bases instead of the 3.
The army is far enough on creep.
Yep. Oh, Viva Mexico. He's going in.
There's no way. The Banelings are still alive in such high numbers. Like I said, there was almost 1 Baneling per Marine. There's still Banelings left over.
And now the Mutas are going to chase down the medevacs. He did indeed make those the Mutas once again. And Epic is just gonna, he has no economy now. He lost the 3rd command center. He lost all of the SCVs that were over there. And he has nothing else. It's not like, look at this army.
I mean, that was just a really well handled situation by JimRising. He goes for that counterattack, does a ton of damage, and just makes a ridiculous number of Banelings behind it, and is able to just clean up that army. A-okay, no problem. Mutalisks now engaging against Marines and the Thor. I mean, not exactly like the most efficient trade, but it doesn't need to be. Any units that he kills off, he can remake his units. Epic cannot.
No, that is a big deal too. The creep spread is not the greatest, but I mean, it doesn't even matter. He's gonna move on in with 2-2, bust up the ramp, and this is just pure carnage here. Hasta luego.
JimRising
Epic is gonna fall.
Victor 2-1 with you know what I would have to say, the most important, like the biggest part of that game to me was just sniping off that combat shields, because being able to snipe the combat shields just means that your opponent's push, and it was really close to finishing. It was very close to finishing. And if he had been able to kill that off, or sorry, if he had been able to finish that up, suddenly the 2-2 push happens with the Marines and everything. They put pressure across the map, and JimRising can't just take bases as like willy-nilly, taking expansions and not really worrying about anything. Like suddenly that is a big scary push in that he has to make more units for. He can't just like use those Mutalisks to continue to harass and everything. Like everything gets pulled back. The Baneling harassment, the workers killed at that 3rd expansion don't happen. Like everything kind of hinges around that combat shields, I feel like, getting sniped off.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I guess he wasn't able to defend on all fronts. Like he got a really nice lucky shot on those Mutas when he took out 7 of them, but then he lost pretty much every SCV to the counterattack, and you know, little bits and pieces of that game that were going on. It really felt like a Heart of the Swarm game. Like he went for Thors as well, you know, Epic. So maybe they made the map on the like Heart of the Swarm version or something, because
that is actually like a funny thought. We even saw like the like you were saying, like Epic going for that Hellion Banshee style, very Heart of the Storm esque. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hop to a short little break. JimRising is going on to face off in a ZVP versus Creature in the semifinals. Still waiting on the results of Brent versus Zan. I'm actually really happy to see Brent doing well. Brent actually
Same with Sam.
He made a pretty decent run. Also, he beat Game Time, who's a really solid up and coming as a Zerg player. Siegfried. And now facing off versus Zan. Yeah, Zan himself beating Panda Bear Me. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Wow, 2-0.
Yeah. But the winner of that's going to go on to face off versus Jon Snow. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are watching the Chairs4Gaming North American Cup. We'll be back in a little bit with the first semifinal match.